Good morning, everybody. Sarah Allison here from Lincoln, UK. I hope you are all well. It's a very wet and miserable day here in the UK. I hope it's nicer where you are. So today we're going to talk about 4 simple secrets successful business owners know that help them to avoid failure. So you might be a struggling home business owner who thinks they're working really hard and doing lots, but they're not seeing the results that they think they deserve. Well, these 4 secrets should help you out. So secret number 1 is you absolutely have to identify your specific target market. It's no good trying to target everyone, because what happens is you target no one. And how this works is, if you think about it, say, like, I'm going to use a car example, I've used it before, but say a Fiat 500, which in the UK is a small car, like a Mini, and it's not made for families, put it that way. So the Fiat 500 advertisement is very youthful. It's got jazzy music, bright colours, very fast moving, because they know that anyone in the world can drive a Fiat 500 if you've got a license. So anyone over the age of 17 could buy and drive a Fiat 500, but they know that the people who actually buy the Fiat 500 are younger people. And so they target their adverts for the younger generation. And that's exactly the same as for you. Whatever your product or opportunity is, it may well be that it suits everyone, but not everyone is already buying your products or something similar. So what you want to be thinking about is, who's already going online and looking for what I have to offer? Who's already searching for similar products? Who's actually parting with their cash for something similar to what I've got? And these are the people you want to be targeting. You want to be targeting those people who already want what you've got. They'd just be interested in an alternative. So that's why it's so important that you target a specific market, because actually a lot of the hard work's already done. They're already open to what it is that you have to offer. All you've got to do is build your trust with them so that they'd be willing to try another brand. Okay, secret number 2, absolutely imperative that you work on your mindset every single day. They say that success is 80% due to your mindset. And you can see that in action. You wake up and you're having a really bad day. You woke up, you've got a niggling headache. Kids are peeing you off because they're screaming and running around the house. And your mood gradually gets worse and worse and worse. And you're getting steam blowing out your ears. You then sit down to do your business. You're not in the right frame of mind to be talking to people because you're already annoyed and angry. So if you can start the day off, I mean, those things are going to happen. You're going to sometimes wake up with a bad head, and you're going to sometimes wake up and the kids are running riot. But if you can turn that around, if you can do something, which I strongly recommend if you haven't read it already, have a look at something called the Miracle Morning. And it has in it the savers, which are, you need to sit in silence. If you can't do that for a long period of time, go and lock the bathroom door and sit in there just on your own and just be silent. Try and calm those thoughts down. Try and relax the mind. And that will really help. That will help level you off. You need to be doing affirmations. So look in the mirror, look in that bathroom mirror and say to yourself, I can do this. I'm amazing. I am successful. All those things. The more times you say it to yourself, the more belief that it stirs up. And sooner or later, those things will happen because you're starting to believe it. Next one is to visualize. And visualization is hard because it's not something we're taught to do. We're not taught at schools to visualize. We're taught to imagine. And kids are very good at imagining. But as adults, we're not taught to do that. We're actually, it's something that schools and parents try and make you grow out of. They want you to live in the real world and stop doing that. Well, actually, visualization is very, very powerful. And there's a story that I can't remember the full details of it, but there's a guy who says even at a very young age, he was incredibly good at visualization, and he would visualize as an adult, what sort of things he'd be doing. And actually, in time, what he thought about as a child came true because he was so powerful at doing that, and he never stopped, even though he was told to. He never stopped doing that. So try visualizing, try small, try with visualizing what your front door looks like. Close your eyes and imagine what your front door like. Get into the habit of doing it, but try and do something like that every single day. The next one is exercise. And whatever your level of exercise is suitable. I'm not saying go for a 10-mile run if you're not. Sorry, dog. This is what life is all about. Like I say, do exercise that is at your level. So if you can do 5-10 minutes of stretching in the morning, that's fine. If you can go for a 10-mile run, go for a 10-mile run. If you can do some push-ups, whatever it is, just do something. It's actually exercise gets the blood flowing. It raises your metabolism and really puts you in the game. And the blood flow to your brain helps with all the thought processes that are going to go on when you're trying to run your business. So don't underestimate the power of exercise. It's not just about losing weight. Actually, exercise is really good at boosting the blood flow to your brain so you can start thinking better. Like I say, you don't have to do a lot, and certainly I don't recommend doing more than what you're comfortable with, but start doing something. Next one is art, which is to read. It is imperative that you are doing some sort of when I say reading, what I mean really is training, but art fits in better with savers than tea. So we say read, but what we mean is just some sort of training, and you should be doing at least 30 minutes a day. And that can be watching a training video. It can be reading a book in your niche. It can be reading articles. It can be listening to a webinar, whatever it is. But you need to be doing that, because learning, two things about learning. One, it grows your knowledge. It puts more in them, or grey cells. It helps again with productivity, because when you learn something, actually you've taken that in and it's expanded your capacity. And therefore the second part is it motivates you. You actually, if you watched an amazing webinar, you just want to sit and do something, don't you? You absolutely want to do it. If you've read read an amazing story of someone who's achieved something fantastic and they've told you how they've done it, you want to do it because you're excited. You're thinking, I can do that, I can do it. So that's why doing some sort of training is so important. And the final one is scribe. And this is where we recommend keeping a journal. And there's two reasons for that. Number one, it's a great way to just unwind. You can do this at the end of your day if you want to. It's a great way to unwind, get rid of all the day's angst, write down what went well, what didn't go well. It's a brilliant learning tool for the next day. You can set yourself some goals for the next day as well, but try and keep it all in a journal. So that's secret 2 is I recommend looking at Savers, which is from The Miracle Morning by Hal Eldrod. Secret number 3 is, and this is an understatement, it's consistency and commitment. It is no good working hard and putting content out 3 or 4 days in a row and going mad and contacting loads of people and then not doing anything for a week, because the momentum's gone, but 2, your presence. You need to be, especially on social media, it's so fast moving that people forget about you, and they found someone else, and someone else has jumped in and had a conversation with them, and you'll lose a lot of potential business if you're not consistent. The other thing about consistency is it builds a habit. It becomes part of your routine. If you make time every single day to do your business, then that becomes a routine. You know that between certain hours, that's work time. So treat it like a proper job. Be consistent with that and get it as part of your routine. It will become a fantastic habit. And if you want, there's a book as well called 12 successful habits, or how to, I can't remember what it's called now. I'll put it in the comments. But it's another great book on how to form successful habits. Secret number 4 is know your numbers. It's very easy to get deflated when you've got a home business, because the reality is the majority of people you speak to are not going to want to join you. It's not going to be the right fit for them, which is why we go back to secret number 1, which is knowing your target market. It's because actually, if you know your target market, those numbers improve. But it's still not everyone. Anyone will tell you that. Eric Worre, if you read GoPro, will tell you it's 1 in 10. That's the industry standard, is 1 in 10 of your warm market could join you. Okay, so know that. Know what your numbers are. Record how many people you're talking to. Record how many people you're showing your presentation to. And then you can work out exactly what your numbers are. And when you know, say for you, you're actually, you've got a really amazing warm market and people really trust you. You might only need to show 10 presentations and get 5 sign-ups. It could happen. But you need to know that, because then you know how you're going to achieve your goals. If you need to recruit X amount of people, you know exactly how many people you need to speak to. So record what your numbers are and stick to them. Know what they are. And that's really important. And that's what successful people do. They know their numbers. There's another thing along with knowing your numbers, and if anyone wants to talk about this, do feel free. But this is where multiple streams of income come in, because what may happen is someone may not be open to joining a network marketing company or an MLM. They may have a really bad idea, and some people you're just not going to convince, are you? There's just no way you're going to convince, and it's a waste of your time to even try. So for those people though, or you may speak to people who actually they love their company and they've got no thoughts whatsoever of leaving the company they're with. And there'll be a lot of people out there that say that. A lot of people that say, there's no way I'm going to leave my company. I love them. I'm getting great results. For those people, if you've got an additional income stream, say, for example, My Lead System Pro, that is an alternative that you can offer them, because actually, if your additional income stream, like My Lead System Pro, is something that they can carry on doing their main company, this will help them. It gives them all the training they need. It will help them grow their business. It will help propel them into the top in the industry, because it's literally any top name you know, apart from Eric Worre, because Eric Worre is very much an offline. My Lead System Pro is very much about online. They do have offline, but Eric is the offline master. But Ray Higdon, Diane Hockman, April Marie Tucker, these people are in MLSP, and the reason they are so successful is because of MLSP. Now, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just saying that it's an additional stream of income that means that you can offer them. So everyone that says no, so say 1 in 10. So one person signs up, you've got 9 other people that you can offer them a training tool to help them with the MLM that they say they're in love with and they're not going to leave. So you are improving your numbers, because actually, no, they might not join your MLM, but there's another way that you can work with them and another way that you can help them. And that is why additional stream of income works, because actually every conversation you have an offer. Whereas what you're finding at the moment is you have a conversation, they're either not interested in network marketing, or there's definitely no way they're going to be interested in leaving their company. That's it, pretty much. You stay in touch, but they're not going to join you. Whereas if you've got an additional stream, you then can say, well, I appreciate that you love the company you're with, and I admire you and respect you for that. But have you ever thought about an additional stream of income whereby you can actually get all the best training? So it gives you another option and it improves those numbers for you. So I hope you found all that helpful. If you missed any of it, then do just watch the replay. Drop me a comment if you want to talk about anything that I've put on there. What I'm also offering at the moment is a free rapid growth session. It's a 30 to 45 minute free chat with myself, free consultation, where we look at what your goals are going to be for 2017. We make them crystal clear so you know exactly what it is that you're aiming for. We then look at any reasons and obstacles that may prevent you from getting to where you want to be, so we can address them and hopefully nip them in the bud so that they don't actually cause you those problems. And then hopefully by the end of it, you feel all fired up and motivated to absolutely smash 2017 and make it your best year ever. If you'd like to have that free